This is Theon, welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Doctor Who Daily. A massive day, a massive edition of the Doctor Who Daily. 15 years old. Sorry, I'm too pumped. 15 years since the first episode of the Doctor Who revival, Rose, aired on BBC One. But my mate Duncan has done something very, very special. Listen to this.
Get ready for the trip of a lifetime as Doctor Who fans around the world enjoy another classic episode. This one was first shown on BBC One 15 years ago today. And join Russell T Davies on Twitter as we'd like you to meet an English Rose.
That was brilliant. Hang on, I've just clicked onto something else now, so I have to pause. That's it. Wow, that was amazing, wasn't it? So this Duncan guy, right, he's not really my mate, I don't know him, but he did it for the Day of the Doctor last week as well. So we all know what's going on here, right? 7 o'clock on the .UK time, 9 o'clock here in Cyprus. We are all re-watching the episode Rose, the very first episode in Russell T Davies' Doctor Who revival. It's the thing that brought Doctor Who back. The Russell T Davies era was a very, very special thing. But you know what? It wasn't just the golden age of New Who. It was also what I call the golden age of television. 2005, we had Life on Mars, the UK version, by the way, not the crappy American version. We had Lost, we had Smallville, we had 24 at its peak. This was the golden age of television across the pond in America and in the UK. Production values, writing was up, the quality was there, and it was absolutely fantastic. So, yes, tonight on Twitter, don't forget to hashtag anything you say on Twitter while you're watching this episode with hashtag a trip of a lifetime. Very exciting, Russell T Davies is now on Twitter at Russell T Davies. So give him a tweet, tell him how much you love him, appreciate him. Don't bother telling him what you don't like, what you're not happy with. He's either going to tell you off, block you, or ignore you. This is a positive thing. This is very, very exciting. But what have we got? This is just the beginning, because we've already had a Doctor Who prequel in written form by Russell. He wrote it especially. I'm going to read that out for you. But we've also got a Rose sequel at 7:45 straight after that episode. Now, I'm not sure if that's in written form or if that has been recorded into live action. I don't know. Don't forget, we're all secluded at the moment with this coronavirus thing. So it's very difficult to do anything. This is a celebration of Doctor Who, the Russell T Davies era. I'm just going to press pause really quickly. Then I'm going to read. I haven't read this, by the way. I haven't read this. I'm going to read this Rose prequel because it's very, very exciting. So before I read you out this brilliant prequel, I haven't even read yet, but it's written by Russell, so it's going to be awesome, right? I'm going to tell you what is up, what's happening today. So we've already had the Rose prequel. UK fans, you would have seen that released at 2 p.m. At 2:30, Rose... Hang on, no. Yeah, this is it. The Rose the prequel released on the BBC website. 2:30, Rose the prequel released here on my Insta in a different and beautiful format. 3 p.m, a little extra released. Nice little extra release. That's the announcement I've just read that you just listened to. The announcer saying about Doctor Who being on tonight. 6:50 or so, I'll start tweeting. That's it. RTD, Russell T Davies. 7 p.m, Rose live tweets. 7:45, Rose the sequel. What? But yeah, the sequel. And it's canon. I say so. Stay tuned. Clap for carers. Yes, absolutely. Yes, really, really. Here on my Insta in a different and beautiful format. Very, very, very interesting. So now it's time to read you this prequel. Here we go. This is how Russell explains it before I read it to you, right? Rose, the prequel, designed as a target paperback by Ratkins 45. Thank you to explain. Thank you. To explain, this was written for Doctor Who magazine in early 2013 to show the 8th Doctor regenerating into the 9th. But the Day of the Doctor script knocked that for 6, continuity-wise, so this was buried deep. Until today, it's a glimpse of parallel events. Brand New Rose, the sequel, tonight at 7:45. So let's start reading this. Right. But the Daleks and the Time Lords scream in vain, too far away to stop him now, and so the Doctor stands alone. He looks out from his eyrie across the wreckage of 1,000 worlds. Below him, fragments of the Time War, broken reefs of Gallifrey and Skaro, washed up into the backwater to rot. His creaking wooden platform shivers with ice, a mile high atop fragments of Morbius Red Capital. It's a vile towers fused into the black friable spires of Yarveling Church, and yet the Doctor can see glimpses of Earth. The planet had been replicated 1,000,000 times to become the bullets fired into the Nightmare Child's skull, and now splinters of human society have gouged themselves into the wasteland below. Relics of the Mumbai shards of Manhattan, a satire of old London town, remnants of better days. The Doctor looks down. Her skeleton lies at his feet. The bones relax into dust, and she is gone. The Doctor looks up. In front of him, at the edge of the platform, the brass handle mounted in a simple oak casement, the only remaining extrusion of the moment into this world. The rest of it was bulk hidden, vast bulk hidden, chained to an end-form churning behind the dimensional wall, screaming to be used. He steps forward. He grips the handle. He wonders what his last words should be. He decides the last words are useless. He pulls the handle down, flat. The moment happens. The universe sings. The war ends. Surrounded by brightness, the Doctor sees the sky above, parting to reveal, just as Batten and the Deathsmiths of Goth had predicted, the final event. Gallifrey original convulses and rolls into flames. Its concentric rings of Dalek warships become silhouettes, then ashes, and then the Doctor falls. Every atom around him is sucked upwards towards the fire, but he alone is capable of falling, saved or damned by the moment's shadow above him. He feels the time locks solidify, sealing off the war from reality as his body tumbles out of existence into plasma space, then foul space, then beyond. The Doctor leans into the full head first, arms wide, diving into infinity, alone, except there something else falling, spinning, a whirl of blue, that faithful blue, then a rectangle of white, widening a doorway, coming closer towards him. And as the grind of the ancient engines reaches a crescendo, he thinks, I'm going home. The Doctor lies on the TARDIS floor, his bones broken from the fall, in his heart hollowed by his loss. Around him, the console room buckles, warps, shudders, still suffering from the High Council's resurrection of the Master long way. It aches for a new shape. Me too, mutters the Doctor, with a grim smile, though. He knows regeneration is impossible. The moment has fixed his existence, and this life is his last. He wonders what age he's finally reached. The Time War used years as ammunition. At the Battle of Roden's Wedding alone, he'd aged to 5 million and then regressed to a mewling babe. Merely from sharp shrapnel, now the ache in his bones feels 1,000 years old. Well, call it 900. Sounds better. Darkness swirls through his mind, and he forces a smile, ready and yet never ready for the end. Still no final words, but then, can it be? He feels it once more. The old deep stirring in every bone, in every muscle, and the fall, the joy, the terror, the change, the impossible change. Right, this is the last page. Amazed, he lifts up his hand, stares fascinated as the skin ripples with curious new gold. Of course, she tricked him right at the end. Her final kiss was not a goodbye. She imprinted the restoration within him. His lifestyle has been reset. The new man lurching onwards to be born. So this is the meaning of her final song, a whole new body to expiate the guilt. He might even pass the restoration to another one day. Suddenly they come in a rush. His final words, he says them aloud, that there is no one to hear, allowing them to be imagined, and imagined again, forever. Then his nuclei turn into turn into stars. Every pore blazes with light, a volcano of thick, vicious energy, cannons from his neck, his hands, his feet, his guts, his heart, his soul. It stops. The doctor sits up. The new doctor, next doctor, now doctor. He lifts up his new fingers to touch his new head, his new chin, his new nose, his new ears. He takes a deep breath into his new dry, wide lungs. He says the first word, blimey. And that, my friends, is the prequel to Rose. And this was done in 2013 before he realised that dastardly Moffat was going to change everything and say that actually Paul McGann's Doctor wasn't the Doctor that destroyed Gallifrey, and he already regenerated into John Hurt's War Doctor. Now, I know that I've been asked this so many times before, and I was asked this just recently about an hour ago, because it's been an exciting day, hasn't it? Russell T Davies arriving on Twitter. He's so funny, so brilliant. He's amazing. He tries to interact with everyone. He likes as much as he can. Brilliant. I hope he can stay on Twitter. I doubt it. I think Moffat's still on Twitter secretly, by the way. So watch out for him. But yeah, definitely. So we'll see. But I do like this. That was the imagination that it was actually McGann's Doctor that destroys Gallifrey. I liked that. I did like that. Because he only had one movie, and I know he's had the big finish, which is great, but I think that gave him something. And I think Moffat took something away from McGann's Doctor. I like the shock reveal that Hurt is the War Doctor, and there's an extra Doctor that we don't know about. But I like both. I like this, and I love the John Hurt thing as well. But that was brilliant by Russell T Davies. So go off and read it, just in case you didn't understand my crappy reading. So @MoviesTVMad is my Twitter handle. I will be tweeting from 7 to 7:45. Then hang on for this amazing sequel to Rose. What is it going to be? It could be absolutely anything. I can't wait to hear it. I've been inspired myself. So really excited. Come over to Twitter later on. Right, some of you are not sure how you're going to see it. Right. In most countries, or in some countries, you can see it on Netflix. In the UK, you've got access to the BBC iPlayer. You can see it on there. You may have it on DVD, or it wouldn't be that expensive, I don't think. You could probably buy the episode for a couple of quid on Prime Video or other streaming services. So make sure, queue it up for 7 o'clock UK time, 9 o'clock Cypriot time. Just try and go on the internet, Google it, what time 7 p.m. UK time is going to be in your country. But I'm ready for this. I'm excited about this. Are you ready, my friends? We're about to go on a on a trip of a lifetime. And I'm with you. This is solidarity to Doctor Who fans. What they're doing, what Emily Rosina is doing is brilliant. Russell, Stephen, and we've still got 11th Hour next week, I think, as well, and much, much more. So basically, follow Emily Rosina, follow Russell T Davies, all the updates, all the surprises on an exciting, auspicious day. See you again soon. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow for more Doctor Who Daily. Too excited to talk anymore.